Hello and welcome. I'm Lucy and I'm here today to show you guys all of my favorite YesStyle purchases because I have a problem. So to save you guys a bit of time, I'm here to show you all of the things that I liked out of what I did buy. We'll start actually with this thing that I'm wearing right now. It's a really nice oversized flannel shirt. So the thing about like oversized things on YesStyle is that they're often marketed as oversized, but then the models that they use in the photos are like tiny little Asian girls. Of course, everything's gonna look oversized on a tiny model, right? And so it's really hard to tell. But the thing about this one is that it's actually oversized. It has big gay energy. It makes me happy and it's really cozy and soft and I like it. You can literally wear this over pretty much anything and it'll look cute. Another really nice oversized item that I found that I actually bought like almost a year ago at this point is this big mustard sweater. And the best thing about this is that as someone with like a very monotone, neutral wardrobe in many ways, I've been trying to grow it into like splashes of color here and there that I can work into the outfit. And so this is it's a very big splash of color. And so anything with little yellow accents on them will go great with this. One of the many ways that I pair that yellow sweater is with this like wide leg cropped pant thing. It's really like, it's a stretchy fabric and the pockets are super deep. Like that's my whole hand and I'm like spreading the hand out entirely. Like I do also want to note that with those pants, because I have short legs specifically, that I like to wear platform shoes with them. It helps to elongate your body a lot, especially because the elastic sits like on your waist. And so it's great for people like me with short legs who want to look longer, but then it also makes us look shorter, like as a whole. What I also paired with that yellow mustard sweater is this collared shirt, which admittedly I did not iron. I'm sorry for the wrinkles. What I particularly like about patterned collared shirts is that they tend to have lots of different colors, so you can pair them with like lots of different outside wear, jackets, cardigans, sweaters, whatever. And this shirt is also another instance of like things being advertised as oversized on a model and then you receive it and it's actually oversized, because usually when you buy a dress shirt on YesStyle, it's like it's just a normal like, little tight on the shoulders and you're like, like this doesn't look as nice and slouchy as it did on that tiny Korean model that they featured. Surprise, right? So for friends of mine or people who've been following me for a while, like you know that I cosplay a lot. It's like my probably #1 most time consuming hobby. I bought this shirt for a Todoroki cosplay. It was just too perfect. I joined like a Boku no Hero Academia K-pop group, and having that like checkered flannel around your waist when you dance is like a look, and I feel like a lot of it is about lending some extra movement to your dance without it looking too messy, so I'm hoping it'll work out well. It is a really long shirt, but I'm also hoping that it isn't so outlandish that I can't wear it on like a normal day-to-day basis, so hopefully it works out. While we're talking about cosplay, I have to bring up another one that I also bought for Todoroki. This sweater was actually part of a matching set of 2 sweaters. If you haven't guessed it by now, these 2 sweaters are, this one's for Todoroki and then the other one is for Deku. Call me trash, whatever, it's okay, I already know that about myself. Nothing you can say will hurt me at this point. So this bomber jacket I also actually bought for that BNHA K-pop dance group thing that I mentioned earlier. The reason it like attracted me in the first place is because it's reversible. Like there's this blue side and then there's a black side, and the black side has this cute little face on it. And I just can't say no to bomber jackets, especially when they're reversible and cute. My one complaint about this bomber jacket is that I probably will only be wearing the black side, even though I love that it's reversible, because the blue side has you know those like nonsensical English patches that often end up on Asian fashion brand clothing? This jacket has a lot of those, and I like was interested in this jacket to begin with because of the blue, and it reminded me of Todoroki's hero uniform, you know? So I couldn't say no, even though I'm gonna end up probably not wearing the blue side. Next up in the clothing set, we have this sweater thing. It has really nice like bell-shaped sleeves, and it's a really stretchy and soft material. It also doesn't pill a whole lot. Like I've actually worn this quite a bit at this point with sweaters that tend to shed a lot, and it hasn't picked up any of it. It's still really soft, it hasn't pilled, and it's just like a really comfortable sweater. It is really thin, it's not that warm, so like layer it with something obviously. And the neck is very wide, so it goes great with like a choker or something like that, just to fill in that space a little bit and like frame your collarbones in a really nice way. I will say that this is the case where it definitely looked larger on the model than it did on me, but I do think it's still really cute, and since I will usually layer it with something anyways, despite the cute sleeves that I do want to show off, you know, I'm happy about it. So I mentioned earlier on that I have really thick leggies but like a thin torso, right? So it's really hard for me to buy pants and shorts especially, because it tends to be just like too tight on the thighs and then too loose on the waist. But these shorts, I was very surprised actually. So the leg is quite wide and the waist fit me perfectly, so I can't really complain about it, I guess. And it's so hard for me to buy shorts that like I am appreciative of the fact that these shorts exist at all. I really love the pale blue color. I really like how soft the denim is. It's like just stiff enough to hold shape, but it's soft enough that it doesn't feel uncomfortable on your body. My one complaint with this one is that the crotch area tends to bunch up a little bit because the seam is a little high up compared to like the bottom over here. So you get a little bit of like bunching action over here. I'm not too concerned about it, but you know, I think a lot of people do care a lot about that, so it's something to consider. My next item might be a little bit scandalous. It's this like nightgown set thing. I like don't really know what these are called. Sleepwear, intimates, I don't know, whatever. It's, you know what? It's a nice like silky, satiny, soft thing that makes me feel really cute. I do love this. It's comfy. It makes me feel cute. The shorts are a little tight on me, but that's understandable because my thighs are thick. And overall, I'm just like very happy about buying something cute for once because I don't usually have cute sleepwear. So I got this crop top thing from YesStyle. It's actually inside out right now because I want to show you guys the like boob pads here. It's like padded. There's no underwire thing, so this is probably not suited for people who are a little more well endowed on the chest, but I'm very flat. So this little bit of padding is like all I need, honestly. I just think it's very versatile and the fabric is really soft and nice. And so the quality's not the best. It probably won't last too many washes, but for the price, I'm pretty happy with what I got. And as the last thing of this like fashion segment, I have 3 scarves. These scarves are all thicker winter scarves, which means that they're also wider and you can like flat them out and wear them like shawls by wrapping them around you, which is really great when you're the kind of person who like doesn't like to carry an extra jacket on yourself. But a scarf is, you know, low commitment and low hassle and you can just wrap it around your neck and forget about it. Or, you know, when you're feeling a little chilly in a lecture hall or in a meeting room, you can just like be cozy. This like checkered plaid tartan one in particular is really nice because it actually has buttons. Like it was specifically designed for you to wear it as a shawl if you wanted to. And the buttons are fun because they can go down the middle or you can like rearrange them onto your shoulder and wear it asymmetrically, which is what I saw one of my friends do after she saw that I had this and she bought it herself and then she wore it much more creatively than I did. So like kudos to you, Karen, for figuring that out. But I do know that this is one of like YesStyle's most popular items, and so you'll probably, now that you've seen it, recognize it on the street or you probably own one already. Tangentially fashion related before we move on to makeup, accessories. So YesStyle has really good selection when it comes to necklaces and bracelets and kind of watches and also earrings. For me, YesStyle is like the #1 earring go-to station. The first ever set of accessories I bought from YesStyle though before we launch into the earring tirade was this choker set, which it's not the most organized thing on my hands right now. But it came with this like yin and yang pendant one, this double layered one with like a triangle on the bottom, and then this like floral looking one. And this is my personal favorite, the like 90s stretchy one, this like velvety wider one, and then this triple layered one. And while I love all of them, I do mostly only wear the like stretchy 90s one and the velvet band one because they're simpler and easier to pair with things in that sense. If I were to talk about earrings one at a time, we would be here for a very long time. So instead I'm gonna flash you right now a montage of all of the earrings that I got off of YesStyle that I really like. And of course all of the links will be in the description and I'll try to give it like actually descriptive names so you don't have to click through all of them to figure out what's what. So that's it for fashion. Let's move on to makeup related items. The first one I'm going to talk about is this primer from the Face Shop. They have 2 colors I think, one is mint and one is lavender. The one that I use is mint because I have a problem with like redness around my mouth. It also kind of provides a base for the rest of your skin makeup, which is nice when you have larger pores, for example. But yeah, my skin condition is definitely not the nicest and I apologize that you have to see it so up close, but I have to demonstrate the product somehow. But I do really like this mint one because it does a great job canceling redness. The next one that I have been using for like 4 years at this point is the Misha Perfect Cover BB Cream. So I use number 27 for my skin. I'm a little more on the tan side for an East Asian. This basically is just like, it's good, like light to medium coverage because it's a BB cream, so it's not meant to be full coverage. I really love the consistency and texture of this product and I love the way it feels on your skin, which is like it's barely there. Next up, I absolutely have to mention these adorable Gudetama makeup products. They're so cute. I love all of them. So these were a collaboration between Halika Halika, which is a Korean beauty brand, I believe, and Gudetama, which is one of my favorite mascot characters, if not my favorite. So when it comes to like Korean beauty, what you often find with eyeshadow palettes is that they're not very pigmented. Like they'll go on and they're very sheer, or like you'll buy a whole palette and only like 1 or 2 of the shades are actually showing up on your skin in any meaningful way. But these 2 palettes are just incredible. Like they actually leave color on your skin. Shocking, I know, as if like eyeshadow weren't designed to do that to begin with. This is the strawberry shortcake one, I believe, and it's a little more like red tinted and it has like red tones on it. And both of these come with like this cute little plastic film over the top with like Gudetama faces, and I just like can't resist Gudetama. And then I also got their cream blush, which I think comes in 3 shades, and I got the like more coralish orangey one, which I believe is peach, but I think they have an even more orange one that's called like grapefruit or something like that. But it's cute, it's really cute. I love all of these. I love them so much. I love Gudetama. So this next one I do really want to make sure to mention because it's one of my like makeup holy grails. It's the Heroin Make mascara and mascara remover, which I believe on YesStyle they sell as a set, but sometimes the set listing disappears and it's a little bit unpredictable, but it is definitely one of the cheapest places to buy it. I've never had a mascara product hold the curl of my lash so well without clumping. It just like feels like magic. It is waterproof, which is why I recommend buying the remover as well, because it's oil-based and then you just swipe it onto your lashes like it's another coat of mascara and then it all comes off together all at once really easily. So I have a whole bunch more products, but I don't really want to waste time talking about them. They'll all be linked. They're mostly eyebrow pencils and like a contour thing, which like I've already talked about in a previous video anyways, so it's not a big deal. But I do want to talk about this thing that I basically just bought. It's the Misha brush cleaner, and they have a lot of different brush cleaners on the website actually. So this is the one I chose mostly because it like comes self-contained and seems to travel well. But this thing is like magical when it comes to switching colors because I am very lazy and I use the same set of like, what, 3 eyeshadow brushes. I usually just swipe it off a few times on this sponge cleaner thing in between colors, and it's like I never use the brush with any other color. Like, it's magical. I could go from a dark shade to a light shade, no problem. Okay, so moving on to miscellaneous items. The first one I want to talk about is a rice paddle. Okay, I love this little guy. It looks like a little squirrel and it has like legs, but basically it stands on its own. Cause you know how like you'll scoop rice out of the rice cooker and then it'll be like covered in like little bits of rice that you don't want to like pick it off with your hands or lick it off because that feels gross, but you like don't know where to put it, otherwise you're gonna get like rice everywhere and it's just like not a fun time. Problem solved. It stands on its own. It stands on its own. It stands on its own. All of the little rice bits, you know, self-contained. Live your best rice life, okay? Life is too short to use rice paddles that like stick to the rice and then stick rice everywhere else. It's not worth it. My next thing is this contacts case thingamabobber. It holds 5 pairs of contacts, and I actually had a bit of a leaking problem previously with it, but I actually think it has more to do with like air pressure. So this might not travel too well on airplanes. I'm not too sure. I'm a little confused about it actually because like just carrying it around in person at conventions, that hasn't been an issue. But since I'm a cosplayer, it's great to be able to have like, these are all clear tops and you can see the colors of the contacts inside. You never have to guess again, because previously I had to like twist open every single contacts case to like check which color it was. So these are perfect for color contacts. If you're a cosplayer like me who has like a lot of like yearly contacts that you kind of lose track of sometimes, this is a great way to like keep them in check. You can even like order them chronologically by the time you open them or whatever, and then if you remember even one of them, you can probably guess whether the other ones have expired, which is a huge issue with me because I'll like open a pair of contacts and wear them once and then like a year later look at them again and be like, I don't know if it's been a year or 2 years or 3 years. Like, is this safe to put on my eyeball? If people want to, I can also do a separate video on like my favorite cosplay contact lens to use, like my favorite go-tos for each particular color. Honestly, at this point, I don't use like yearly contacts a whole lot anymore when it comes to color contacts because Airly does these great daily contacts that I highly recommend people look into, especially when they're on sale. It's just like, it's so worth it. You get like 5 pairs of contacts for roughly $25. I could talk about Airly contacts for a really long time, so let's save that for another video. If people are interested, like let me know, and if not, I just won't talk about it anymore, so we're good. So next are actually packing cubes. So it came with these 2 packing cubes and the big packing cube that I unzipped them out of, and it also came with like 3 of these kinds of pouches, and the shoe bag is really like, it comes up pretty tall. Inside the thing there's this like partition, and so you basically put one shoe in and then like put the partition over it and then put the other shoe here. The packing cubes especially are so good if you're a cosplayer and you need to like keep all of the different items of one costume together so they don't get mixed up and you get confused in your hotel room that you're sharing with like 6 other people, you know? In terms of keeping organized when you're packing, these packing cubes are invaluable. So I definitely cannot let this video end without at least inserting a small disclaimer about sustainability and the perils of fast fashion. Part of my motivation in making this video is to try to encourage people to be more efficient about their purchasing choices. So if I am able to reduce the number of products that you buy and don't end up using, I'm gonna consider this a success. But I also personally am aware of like my own bad habits when it comes to fast fashion and shopping and buying things that I don't end up using a lot and just creating more waste. And so I do have to at least mention that many of the brands that are listed on YesStyle are in fact fast fashion brands, and so that means that the quality tends to be a little lower, the price is a little lower, and so it's more affordable. So realistically speaking, young people like us, we can pretty much only afford fast fashion. So I definitely want to encourage people to think more seriously about how many times you end up using something that you do buy, and if it's something like basics, like a black turtleneck for example, like could you maybe thrift that instead or buy it from a more sustainability conscious company than like a fast fashion company, right? So if anyone is interested, I will link some resources about the fast fashion industry and how that works in the description. So if you want to read up on it, you know, knock yourself out. And I'm always happy to discuss sustainability and how to live your life like a normal human being while still being conscious of how much waste you're producing in your life. It's definitely still a learning process for me, as you can see with my, you know, online shopping problems. I'm trying to get better at it, and so I would love if people would like to embark on this journey of getting better at being sustainability conscious along with me. Yeah. So anyways, I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments if it was, and I'll try to make more along this vein. This was my first time making a video like this because I'm definitely not the most like fashion forward, makeup perfect human being. It's all been very much like a learning journey for me, and so part of me making videos like this is to document for myself, like 10 years down the line, how far I may have come or not. You know, growth is a process. We all start somewhere and we learn some things and we learn them at different paces. That's just how things are. But I do hope it was helpful in the end, and if it was, do let me know because it'll make me feel good. And if you have any constructive criticism around fashion or makeup or sustainability, like definitely also let me know, and I'm very happy to engage with you on any of those subjects, and I appreciate the energy that you put into leaving those comments as well. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye-bye!